I'm getting ready to take off out in the desert, but I want to show you our cross ties here, and I'm going to tell you a story about them right there. Not these, but some others. We used to have a whole bunch of cross ties right through here, sending the water to the pine trees. And 2008, I think it was, we got a hurricane coming up on the mountains, and it went down through the mountains, so all that water come down to the desert. It wasn't real deep, but it was deep enough to wash our cross ties out, and it took off to the desert, and we found most of them, but we couldn't never bring them home because it's a long ways to drag. So I'll show you them when I get out there, our cross ties. They've been sitting out there all this time. I'm surprised nobody's grabbed them. Anyway, Sonny is running all over the place, so I need to get out there and get with him. So I just come out of our place, and I had to cross this piece of land here. This rich guy been buying a lot of property, and he bought this one. This was vacant for years and years and years, but we always crossed it. When he bought it, we asked him if we could cross it, and the guy grew up around here when he was a boy, real friendly. He's pretty old, but he says, yeah, just cross it anytime, don't worry about it. So one day they're gonna make a hayfield out of this. Way down there they got the land cleared. Eventually they'll come up here and clean all this out and make a hayfield. And he says, if I got hay in that, just cross it anyway. You know, hiking or horses, it don't matter. He's real cool about it. So the next place I'll go to, and this might be a section of land, it's a pretty big piece of property, but the next part I'm going to cross is state land, and you know, anybody can go in there, hike it or whatever, but we have to cross this piece, you know, get through here. So that's where I'm headed to, the state land. It takes about 15 minutes walking to cross this property, and then here's the gate to the state land. And they've been plowing around this fence line, and I don't know if they're worried about fire or what, but they're plowing around it. And I'm going to go over there and talk about that crazy thing. This is some kind of a water tank, and our neighbors next door, they had some kids, and some family members showed up, and they had to like get together. This tank was laying back behind their place, and their boys and all them kids rode it over the fence into their place to make a fort out of it. They thought they had a treasure. So on a windy day, it fell over, and then it rode on across our fence, and we seen it, and it took off, and it jumped our fence again. The wind was blowing it, and it looked like a beast rolling across our back place, and then it rolled out here, and it jumped this fence right here, and it ended up right over there. And there's a little humpy, it got caught between the hump and the brush. And then another time, the wind picked it up and brought it back over here, and it stood up. That gets really traveling, and I'm hoping the fence will keep it in place, because it's kind of sitting right by the fence. That I'm just glad it didn't hop over into our food forest and smash our food forest. But the wind gets really strong, and I hope it don't come back. It's dangerous thing to be out here, because it just moves real fast. But so far it's been sitting there about a year, and it hasn't moved, so I hope it'll stay put. So that's the story of this wild crazy tank. So I hope it just stays put. There's a lot of Caltraks out here. And I like cows being out here because they open up trails. The old cow trails, they get covered up with bush, and usually them cows will follow cow trails and clean them back up. So I like seeing cows out here. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I'm glad to see them. I do think the Caltrak is going to Blue's water hole. This is the way we come. Well, it might not have water in it, but at times it does when we get rain. It fills up with water. So I'm gonna go check it out. I do think the Caltrak is going to Blue's water hole. This is the way we come. Well, it might not have water in it, but at times it does when we get rain. It fills up with water. So I'm gonna go check it out. So here's the Blue's water hole, and I'm pretty sure it's dried up. I don't even see cow tracks in it. Yep, it's dried up. So I'm gonna go on. There's Sonny. He was close enough. I just didn't see him over here. So that's good. I like him hanging around. Keep an eye on me. And he'll learn it more and more when I go hiking. Now I do hear some crows back over that way. And I'm not going that way. There's a ditch through there. They're fussing over there. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going this way. There's something made a home down there. And right over here. But it don't look like it's been used in a while. I don't see no tracks. But it's a big hole. This is the first time I've been out here since I've been sick. And it really feels good to get out here. And I love going up and down these little hills. It's a lot better than the driveway walking. It's flat. But hills like this will help build your legs up. What a good Caltrak. I like that. Them are good to jog on. I'm not ready for jogging, but they sure make a good trail for jogging. Right down there is my water pan. And I got 4 water pans out here in the desert for the dogs. Through the years, when I got me new pots and pans, I just brought my old ones out here. And if it rains in them, there's rabbit poop in it, so rabbits been sitting in it. And I'll clean it out, so when it rains, they'll kind of get some water in it for the animals. But I got them scattered all over the place. There's some more digging. And I found some boards. I didn't quite make it home with them, but one day I will. I gotta go find the dogs. It looks like the cows are crossing the ditch. Going back in that way. They must have found a way to cross it. And here's one of our cross ties. Got washed out. Right there. We got 2 cross ties out in there. And that was one of our well tanks. They floated out here.